Everybody's talking about Saratoga Springs as being one of the best places to live in Utah. But is it the right fit for you? In this video, we'll talk about the 5 pros and cons of living in Saratoga Springs, Utah. Plus, stick around to the end and I'll share a bonus pro with you that just might seal the deal for you. Again, my name is Scott Walters with Best USA Realty, and I'm your Utah YouTubing realtor. Hey, by the way, if you want to know more about this community or any other community or any particular house, don't forget to reach out to me. I answer, whether you send me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I answer every single one of my messages. My contact information is in the description down below. You know, every day people just like you reach out to me, and I absolutely love it. So with that, let's talk about the 5 pros and cons of living in Saratoga Springs, Utah. So I'm just walking around Neptune Park here in Saratoga Springs, Utah. One of the great things that I think about when I think of Saratoga Springs, or one of the pros, is it's basically a newer community. You know, like 25 years ago, there were like 1,000 or less than 1,000 people that lived in Saratoga Springs. Now you've got about 40,000 people. You're not going to find like an old-time downtown area with old buildings that are over 100 years old here, but you will find a lot of new construction homes. You've got brand new single-family residents, condominiums, townhomes. So just if you're looking for a newer home, Saratoga Springs is a great place, great option for you to go look for that brand new home. You know, a lot of these homes, they're newer homes. They've got the modern designs, the open floor plans, and even now a lot of the builders are including accessory dwelling units in their homes so that they can make the home more affordable for you, so you can rent out part of your home to help you make monthly income. Because Saratoga Springs is so new, there's just so much new shopping. There's brand new Costco, there's new shopping centers, new Smith, you got gyms like Vasa, lots of car washes, just so many places to shop, and they're all brand new. Of course, a lot of great new restaurants in the area too. The main shopping area for Saratoga Springs would be Pioneer Crossing. Of course, you've got a Walmart out there as well. You got Tractor Supply. I can't even list all the different stores that are here, but it's really close. So, and then of course, if you want even more shopping, you're just minutes away to Lehigh or even up to Salt Lake if you want to go find some bigger malls to do your shopping at. Okay, let's talk pro number 3, and that is the central location for Saratoga Springs. Saratoga Springs it's a long and narrow city. It's on the borders, the west side of Utah Lake. But with that location, it's in the northern part of Utah County, but with that location, depending on which part of Saratoga Springs you're in, you could be anywhere from 20 minutes to 5 minutes to Lehigh in the Silicon Slopes area. Saratoga Springs is going to be probably about 35, maybe 40 minutes or so to Salt Lake. As far as like downtown Salt Lake, you're only like 20 minutes or so to get in to Salt Lake Valley. So it's super centrally located that way. If you work up in Salt Lake or need to commute up there for anything, go on up to Salt Lake to watch any of the the professional sports teams. But also, it's also 35-40 minutes or so away to Provo, to Brigham Young University, to Utah Valley University. So it just makes for a great commute to a lot of the central population, or the bigger cities in Utah County as well as Salt Lake County. So I already mentioned that Saratoga Springs is really close to the Silicon Slopes area of Lehigh. So that brings me to my pro number 4, which is a thriving job market. You've got a lot of fantastic job opportunities that bring people to this area. One, you've got the close commute to get into Salt Lake with all the job opportunities there. But then the Silicon Slopes area of Lehigh, where you have a lot of the high-tech jobs in that area. It's home to Adobe, Domo, just a lot of other high-tech type jobs in that area. And again, some parts of Saratoga Springs are literally 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 7 minutes to that area. Some of the southern point parts of Saratoga Springs may be 20 minutes away from that area. Either way, close. There's also healthcare jobs in there. You've got the IHC hospital system here in Utah. You've got a brand new primary children's hospital just out there on the north end of Saratoga Springs, or I guess technically that's part of Lehigh, but it's really close there. But you also have good education employment opportunities. Saratoga Springs resides in the Alpine School District with multiple high schools, of course elementary schools, junior highs, so good employment with that. But also you've got multiple higher education or universities that are pretty close to Saratoga Springs. Again, you're like 35 minutes or so over to Provo with Brigham Young University, or even closer to Orem with Utah Valley University, or even if you wanted to commute on up to Salt Lake to University of Utah. So great opportunities in all different sectors, and Saratoga Springs just makes a great place to call home because you're close to all those work opportunities. Okay, let's talk about pro number 5, and this is the outdoor lifestyle. This is why a lot of people move to Saratoga Springs and in Utah in general, is the outdoor lifestyle that Utah offers. One, Saratoga Springs is on the borders of Utah Lake. So if you like to get out on a lake and go boating and go wakeboarding or wake surfing, Utah Lake is just literally minutes from Saratoga Springs. Or even if you like to fish, a great place to go fishing. But beyond that, you've got great mountain biking opportunities here in Saratoga Springs and Eagle Mountain, with some mountain bike parks, and there's hiking trails. You've got the Wasatch Front behind me, big beautiful mountains there to go up hiking and enjoy getting up into the canyons. You've got American Fork Canyon out there to the east of me. You can hop on that, take some beautiful fall drives, or go drive up to Sundance and check out the ski resort up there. You're not that far from Provo Canyon with beautiful Bridalveil Falls. Again, another access to Sundance. So the outdoor recreation with there's multiple reservoirs too. I mean, you've got Deer Creek and Strawberry and Jordanelle. Well, I almost forgot to talk about skiing. Of course, it's another reason why people come to Utah is all the skiing. So here from Saratoga Springs, you're not that far to the major ski resorts up in the canyons, Big Cottonwood Canyon and Little Cottonwood Canyon and Salt Lake. Oh, I would say you're probably 45 minutes or so to those ski resorts from here. So you've got, Alta and Snowbird and Brighton, just those beautiful, and Solitude, those beautiful ski resorts up there. And Salt Lake, you're probably from here also maybe 40 minutes over to Sundance for the ski resort there. Park City, you're going to be a little over an hour from here with all their ski resorts in that area. So when it comes to skiing and that sort of outdoor lifestyle, you're so close. Camping, people love to go camping in all these mountains around here, all the different valleys. So that's just a huge bonus to living in Saratoga Springs, is the outdoor lifestyle. Okay, let's talk about con number 1. Con number 1 goes hand in hand with my pro number 1 about Saratoga Springs being new, which is lots of new construction. So if you don't like a construction zone, just know that if you live in Saratoga Springs, you're probably going to be dealing with that a little bit, especially if you move into one of the brand new subdivisions. You're going to be dealing with that constant banging and clanking of construction going on all around you. I don't think that's a super big deal, but for some people though, they don't want to live in a construction zone. So just know, with all the growth that's come to this area between Saratoga Springs and Eagle Mountain and even Lehigh, you're going to be dealing with road construction as they're widening roads and improving the infrastructure that way, as well as building all the new stores and shops and all the houses. You are going to deal with some just this construction noise and maybe the annoyance that could bring some people. Okay, so some parts of Saratoga Springs are about 20 years old now. In fact, this neighborhood right around Neptune Park is probably getting close to that. These were built probably around mid-2000s, and so they've got a little bit more mature trees and landscaping. But because so many neighborhoods are so new here in Saratoga Springs, you're not going to see a whole lot of big mature tree growth. Those neighborhoods just still look pretty barren because they're brand new. So if you're looking to move to an established area that's got big giant trees, tree-lined streets and all that kind of stuff, Saratoga Springs is not your area. So again, not a huge con, but just something just to know. It's just new and a little bit barren looking in some parts of the town. Con number 3, Saratoga Springs is not what I would call a walkable community. One is very spread out between north and south. It's quite narrow. It's hemmed in on Utah Lake to the east and then Lake Mountain to the west. And so it's a long, narrow city. And they don't have, you don't have like the track system of the trains running here. You'll see some UTA buses and stuff, but you're generally to go catch on to like the front runner. If you want to take that down to Provo or up to Salt Lake, wherever, you're going to have to drive over to Lehigh or American Fork to catch those stations. So that's just one of the cons here. There's not a huge infrastructure when it comes to public transportation. You are going to need your own car or vehicle to get around to get around town. I guess you can always call like an Uber or something like that to get around, but really it's just not that practical. If you need to get around the city, you're going to need a car. It's not a walkable city. All right, let's talk con number 4. And this is because Saratoga Springs is right on the border of Utah Lake. There's going to be some parts of the town where you're going to deal with bugs and mosquitoes, more in the summertime, of course, not so much in the wintertime. Today's a beautiful, bright, sunny January afternoon. Probably about 40 degrees. It's not super cold today. There's not a bug in sight because it's wintertime. But in the summertime, you're going to be dealing with mosquitoes and bugs like that. There could be some times when you might get a little bit of lake effect stink, but that's honestly pretty rare in my opinion. I haven't experienced that a whole lot. The biggest thing that I've experienced would be the bugs when you're really close to Utah Lake. Okay, so my next con would be poor air quality. You will experience that from time to time, particularly with the summer wildfire season. In fact, this mountain right here behind me, West Mountain, that was on fire just a couple years ago. It certainly filled this whole entire area with smoke. But besides that, we also tend to get smoke that drifts in from wildfires from other parts of the country, generally speaking, you know, from California, Idaho, Washington. Last year, we didn't really have huge wildfires here in Utah, which was a little unusual, but there were wildfires in the state of Washington, over in Oregon and California, and that smoke drifted into our valleys here in the Intermountain West, which gave us some poor air quality. That is just something we deal with almost every summer now. It seems to be there's wildfires here in Utah or outside of Utah, and it fills the valleys with a lot of smoke. So if that's something that bothers you, then go up in the mountains during that time and get away from the smoke. All right, let's talk about the final con, and that would be winter inversions, and let's just combine that in with harsh winters. You can get some really strong winters here in Utah. That's just part of living here, where we just get several feet of snow. Now, generally speaking, I would say Eagle Mountain and Saratoga Springs area where I'm at today generally does not get as much snow as the other parts of Utah Valley. So the winters can be a little bit more mild here, a little bit less snow. But just know that there are times when you're going to have some snow and you're going to need to shovel it and just deal with that. But also, one thing that you will deal with for sure living here in Saratoga Springs, particularly in the wintertime, is you will deal with winter inversions. That's when a high pressure traps in all the smog and fog in the valleys, and you can go a week or two sometimes without being able to even see these beautiful mountains that are right behind me. There'd just be so much pollution and junk trapped down in the valleys you can't see it, and that's what a winter inversion is, and you will experience that here in Saratoga Springs for sure. Okay, so here's the bonus pro, and this is it, the parks. Saratoga Springs has beautiful municipal parks that you can enjoy hanging out with your family. You got the playground back there behind me. Again, I'm at Neptune Park. You got all the soccer parks here, but you also have great parks in the neighboring communities nearby. You got the beautiful Corey B. Ride Memorial Park over in Eagle Mountain, which is probably, I'd say 10, 12 minutes from here. That's a beautiful park. You've got beautiful parks over in Lehigh, which is close by. Again, some of the parks here in Saratoga Springs is Neptune Park, where I'm at here. You've got Harvest Hills Park and Talus Ridge Park. And again, I talked about Eagle Mountain, also which is nearby, and it's got Corey Ride Memorial Park and Nolan Park. Then you've got Lehigh's parks like Olympic Park. You also have, the Thanksgiving Point area of Lehigh, which isn't technically a park, but it feels like a park, a great place to go hang out with the family. So there's your bonus pros for living in Saratoga Springs. It's a great park system. So if you're considering moving to Saratoga Springs, I hope this video has helped you weigh the pros and cons of this beautiful city. And remember, the game changer for some families for this area is just a beautiful park system that this city has, and all the outdoor activities you have here in Saratoga Springs. Hey, if you'd like to see any properties here in Saratoga Springs, or even learn more about the Utah market, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, just like so many other people have done. I answer every single message that comes to me. So again, don't forget to reach out to me, whether you're thinking of moving here in 9 days, 90 days, or even 9 years. I would love to help you. Hey, and don't forget to download my free relocation guide to the Utah County area. I'll leave a link in the description below for you to grab your free copy. Hey, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap on that notification bell so you can stay current every time I drop another video about what it's like living in Utah. Hey, and if you've enjoyed this video, again, if it's been helpful to you, you might also enjoy my video about Utah winters. You can watch that video by clicking on somewhere up here. Or perhaps you want to know more about the types of homes that I would never recommend you buy. You can watch that video by clicking on somewhere up here. So with that, we'll catch you on the next video.